Good afternoon. So here we are looking at our VIU web page. Now, normally when you log on, you'll start on your kind of your main screen here where we see that there are announcements. So you can see that I will be updating this announcement section. Usually once or twice a week, I'll put something up here. This is my first message to the incoming students for our intersession class for English 037. So this video is to help you navigate through VIU Learns, but also I'm going to take a look at how to set up your first homework assignment. So we're going to always go to contents. This is where we'll find the work that will be required each week. So you can see we've got module 1. As the weeks progress, new modules will appear and they will be populated with materials. Just like today, I've added, we've got 3 different written assignments that are showing up on the website in PDFs, and we've got 3 short videos. This video will be the 4th video, and I'll be putting it up after we're done making it. So what I want to talk about today is how to work your way through the assignments that appear here. So this is the very first reading assignment. Now, one thing I'll ask you to notice is that I've always kind of very clearly added a title that kind of guides you to let you know where we are. So this MOD1, that stands for Module 1, D1, that stands for Day 1, and then Reading 1, obviously it's telling you what the assignment is. You're going to read through this short piece, and then what you'll notice is that at the end of this piece, we have focus questions. So your first piece of homework, your very first assignment, will be to read this and then answer these questions. So you can see this selection is called the 3-pronged offense for student success, and basically I wrote this to give my 2 bits on some simple practices that can be used to help maximize success for students. So if we were getting ready to do our homework, let's say that we've read through it a couple of times. So I prefer that homework assignments should be done on a Word document. The reason for this is because it's easy for me to track and add comments when you submit Word documents. So we would say we can put our class at the top here, and then we can put mod 1, homework 1. So this is very clear. Now I know exactly what we're looking at. And then as we work our way through, we will answer the questions. So question number 1, what is the main idea of this short essay? Okay, that's a pretty basic one. So what we'll do here is we'll go back to the main idea of this short essay is methods students can use to succeed in their learning. And what you'll notice is that some of the questions are pretty straightforward and direct. You might only need 1 sentence to answer them. Some of them are a little bit more complex, and therefore you'll need a little bit more. Okay, what new words jumped out at you from this piece of writing? Make a list of definitions. If you need help, use dictionary.com. Okay, additionally, one of the useful things that we like to guide students to is this cool website, dictionary.com. If you're not sure of the meaning of a word, you can type it in here. And so, for example, grit. What does grit mean? So it can be used as a noun, right? It can be talking about kind of abrasive particles or granules. That would be like on a piece of sandpaper. But obviously in this short essay, I'm talking about firmness of character or indomitable spirit or pluck. Okay, and if we scroll down, you'll also notice that we get some synonyms. Now, synonyms are words that mean the same thing. So the words have the same meaning, but they're spelled differently. So resolution, fortitude, courage are a couple of synonyms for grit. And then it shows us some other forms of the word. Gritter, grittier, gritless. So these are some other words that come from the same basic form. Good, so let's jump back to our work here. And so we're looking for new words in our reading number 1 here. So for me, maybe punctuality might be a new word, or maybe mindful might be a new word, or maybe this idea of spaced review might be a new word. Any of these ideas, even something like soak time, this might be new for you. So then we go back to our assignment. I found several new words in this reading. Mindful was one of them. Mindful means to be aware of what you are doing, or to be present in the moment. Good. So then if we go back here, let's keep working our way through the questions. Okay, synonyms are words that have the same meaning. How many synonyms for grit can you find in the writing? And then we're asking you to add 2 more of your own synonyms to the list. So if we go back to the beginning here, certainly we have all heard sayings like, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again, or when you fall off the horse, get right back on again. Both of these phrases highlight the idea that in order to learn something new, you can't give up. This is the idea of grit, sticking to your goals no matter how long or hard you have to work to attain them. Grit is a success factor, but being persistent, aha, so there's one of the synonyms. Okay, so this is an example now. If we look at this, everything looks good so far, but there's something missing here. Need your student name, right? So you need to include your name. Now we're looking a little bit better. In fact, if you're using Word, one of the functions that Word has is if you double click on the top of the very top of the document, it opens up a header. I really like this function because I can add in, very quickly add in, kind of like a little mini title here that helps to make it super clear what we're looking at. So now if I've got this header at the top, I already know exactly who the student is. From a teacher's perspective, this is super helpful. You might even want to make this bold and maybe bump up the size a little bit. Perfect. So I'm not going to go on and do every single question because this is, you know, I want you guys to do some of the idea development straight from your own thinking. But this is a fairly strong example of what I'm looking for in terms of homework. So it gives me a chance to see that you're reading the material, that you're understanding the material. Now, if you wanted to, you could have a section at the bottom called questions, and you could ask questions that you might have about the assignments for me. I'm totally okay with that. But the main idea is be organized, right? Add your class name, include the module, the homework number, and we'll just be going through, and you'll see that the homework is going to grow. Each week we'll have, you know, 5 to 8 different homework assignments that you need to complete, and those are outside of the larger assignments. But to understand that better, I encourage you to read the syllabus, which is also uploaded under Module 1 contents.